This is Farm Together, which is technically a single player game if you do play it by yourself, but if you go online, hence the title Farm Together, you can have up to 16 players working together and farming. So I thought, instead of spending all the time building up my own farm because the base of the game is fairly simplistic, I thought it might be easiest to kind of showcase what this game can do by hopping into one of my pals' kind of worlds. So in this game, you're farming a variety of things. Your animals, obviously, as you're seeing this wide range of creatures here. You can have housing, tons of different animals you can buy. You get all this money. They've got like millions of dollars. It's kind of ridiculous, to be honest. And it's just kind of a easygoing farming setup. You see the inventory and everything's kind of neat. You have to have certain rights in order to build and stuff in other people's worlds. They have lots of restrictions so that you can kind of protect your farm and everything like that. We'll go over the building and that in a sec. But I just want to kind of give a quick outlook of this crazy world and what you can do in it. So there's different camera angles. Yeah, carnage there. We're cool. And yeah, you can farm all kinds of different crops, all kinds of different things. As you can see, it's sort of blocked for me. Always got the cool tractor, everything like that. There's emotes too, so you can customize your emotes. You can customize your character, male or female, depending on whatever you want to be. And there's a ton of things you can do. You can farm plants, and animals, and you can do fishing. And you see, when you come up to it, there's a certain meter. So everything is time-based, which kind of makes it feel a little bit like a mobile title. So one mistake I made when I was playing the tutorials, I thought the tutorial was kind of a set thing, but you kind of just go from it, if that makes sense. So just start farming. I mean, if you want to skip the tutorial, I want to get the achievement for doing the tutorial. That's why I kind of kept through it. Do that, but otherwise, I would maybe suggest just skipping it and jumping it, because it's really easy to understand. You break ground, and again, I'm going to hop into my private world to show that, and then you place crops, and then you water it periodically in order to get the time down. You can see a water meter, which is full on these, right beside the kind of time. So you look on the bottom left, and you can see that there's so much time left for this California poppy to be finished. And it takes time. So if you water it, because the water wheel is low, it actually helps decrease the time most of the time. I don't know if it's just not showing it right now, but usually it decreases it considerably, and it keeps the crops and everything healthy. And then you can have like animals and everything and stuff like that. This is purely a farming type game. I say that in the sense that it's not like Harvest Moon where you have like festivals and everything you can go to. You sell your crops, you build your crops, and you build large gardens. It has very colorful, I'd say, really beautiful visuals. I love the art style of this one. I think it looks really nice, and obviously you're seeing little bits of performance issues even on the 1X, because this world is so crazy in terms of like what's going on. So I don't quite know how that affects the base console. This one is not Xbox One X enhanced, but I still think the visuals are actually really lovely. Very simple, sort of, cartoon-like design. I think it's kind of neat. So yeah, you go fishing, everything like that, and it's just basically farming. But it's neat that you can farm with other people. I think that's really cool. So yeah, you can see here we're collecting the crops as part of the situation. I don't know if they wanted me to or not. I think I'm helping out. I'm not too sure. I'm definitely contributing to the situation. And then you can hoe the land, and then you'd be able to buy something, which is why I'm going to have to switch off to my private world in order to do that. Cool. I'll also show that you can have housing and everything like that. You collect a wide range of things. You unlock a ton of stuff. And you finish these quests. So you have a quest log, and you can pin quests if you want to kind of work towards them. And you get rewards, which are ribbons, and you use these ribbons to unlock new items, which is kind of cool. Add to favorites. There's a photo mode if you'd like to have, like, all these different kinds of photos. It's a nice thing, and I'm seeing a lot of games include that now. I really like all the animations on the characters. I think that's really well done in this. You know, they've really brought to life a very stylish and good-looking world. I mean, obviously we're getting some performance problems, and I think it'd be a little bit worse on the base console. But you know, it's not like you really need good performance. Like obviously, you know, we love good performance games, and we want everything to run well. But it's not like we're competing, so it's not as big a deal here, if that makes sense. Like, I mean, we're not going into tense PvP situations. Hello. And there's like farmhands too, if you're intense like that. Oh, and you're also seeing me sprint around. I guess I can show off the controls. It's kind of the options, and you can customize the controller too with your movement. See how you can recycle things and pick up your tractor, everything like that. I showed the camera list, so yeah. And we're gonna switch off to my private world, and then we're gonna hop back in here so I can show off some of the other areas. Oh, hello there. Hi. Hello, you're very high level. You've played this a lot. Yeah, no sweat on the brow on this one. So yeah, you can sit here and emote all day if you'd like. And they've got tons of animals. Alright, well, we'll switch and we'll show off just kind of the work stuff. Or are they trying to show me something? I don't know. They're in their trios. Are they drawing something? Alright. But anyways, very smooth interface. It all looks really good. It runs really quickly. And generally, it works quite well. Here's the customization options, farmer, everything like that, just to give you an idea what you can actually do. Get some cool shades going on. Those don't look cool. Backpack, stuff like that. Discard the changes, and your farmhands and emotes and tractor, and everything can be customized. So then I'm going to click resume, and then we're going to show off this stuff. Great. So here's my farm. It obviously sucks. I'm not as long or far along as the other guy, but just thought it would accelerate things and make it look fancy if I used his. So I've got like a basic quest here that I'm working towards, and I've got a lot of farmland kind of opened up. See, we're going to go over the whole basics of actually kind of constructing stuff, because I do like to give an idea of how the mechanics in games work so that you can understand them if you are interested in the title. It just makes sense. So you're collecting the lettuce. We've got a ton to do. It's a good example for now. Cool. So we've got blank land here. We can make new land if we'd like. This is a hill, so we can't. But you can see how it's over the squares, and then we press A, and then we till it. And we do that here again once the land is done, and that plows it. And once it's plowed, I like to do it at the same time. We can pick things to put in there. So we press A again. And we can go into the store and a couple different things. Obviously, you unlock tons of stuff, and the other guys are so much more ahead of me. So that's why I was showing that off. Instead, obviously, just makes the review process faster, because I get the basis and the gist of the game. So yeah, we're going to create something new. We don't really need this stuff. Let's make something different. I don't really want to do eggplants. Carrot, I'm just going to grow more lettuce because it's dirt cheap. And then we grow it, right? And we've got lettuce here. Pretty cool, right? And you can kind of keep doing that. You can break it and then plant, and then break and plant. And you just, that's what it is. It's a very much a busy work-making kind of game. I don't know if you've worked in like, well, basically anywhere they have like a make-work project or something, they've called it. I've done that in the past for people when I did work at companies and stuff, briefly, but basically it was like a make-work project just so you have something to do, and that's kind of the gist of it. And then you press A, and you notice the timer goes down, and the water wheel finishes and fills up. And that's how you kill time when you're trying to get your crops to go. You can also leave your world and then come back, and it works the same kind of way. Like your your farm is living, so you're not constrained to having to sit here forever and wait for stuff to go, which kind of makes it feel like a mobile game at times in that regard, because it's like, I don't know, it encourages you to leave and then come back. So I guess you could like go and play a couple matches of Halo or Gears or something, or whatever your particular multiplayer shooter is. You know, might be an Overwatch fan or whatever your fancy is. You plant your crops, you get them ready, and then you just, you know, piss off and then come back, and that's basically what you can do in this, which I guess is cool. I'm sure some people like that format, and all the power to them. I think I might get a little bit bored of this game based on that over time, but at the same time, I absolutely love these farming games. I usually just want a bit more of a personality to it. Not to say there's not, like, this game is like bursting with personality, but I say more in the sense of it being like kind of narrative driven, as much as Harvest Moon is, you know, just kind of farm and go do stuff. It actually does kind of have like a story to it, in a sense. You know, you got a reason why you're here, and then you're trying to get married, and you're trying to get certain animals, and you go to festivals, and you just have like events and things to do. Like, my time at Porsche is a good example of kind of what I would like this to be more towards. But at the same time, I know a lot of people just love this. It's nice, it's easy, it's laid back, there's no pressures. You just get to sit here and farm and expand. But on the other flip side of that, I know a lot of people don't have patience, like myself, I guess, considering I just hopped into another world so I could do this review faster. But you get the sense of it, just in terms of, like, this is what you do. You farm. Or you get lucky and you have a buddy that you can hop in on and farm with, and then that makes it faster, and you can earn your achievements quicker and stuff like that too, right? Which is obviously ideal. I think my peanuts might be ready soon, and then I can finish that quest. You also have the diamond currency on top of the medallions. So well, I guess they're not medallions, but they're medals. Whatever, we'll call them medals. The little pink ribbon things, as I call them 3 or 4 different titles. Whatever the pink stuff is, whatever you want to call it. That's sort of how you access certain things. You also level up by picking and growing crops and stuff, and that'll help you unlock new tiers. You kind of see that here, and then you're able to unlock new stuff, more fancier type things. You kind of get to the buildings. You see how you need ribbons, and you get like a gas pump, or you can spend money and get like a vegetable stand. And then there's the diamond currency, and that's where you can get other goods like a fruit stand. So I guess we can do that to kind of show it off. Why not? I'm just gonna build that over here by my other kind of selling point. And then your guy does that. Oh, you can also move objects by clicking in the right stick and moving them around, shifting it. Pretty easy to understand. There we go. But I mean, it's a simple game to play. I think it's something for all ages. Obviously, it's a great family title. And it does have a ton of content to it. Like, if you like this kind of game, you can sit here for like hours playing this. Here you go, my critters, something like that. Minute 25. Crap, I didn't want to do that. We do have these plants too, the carrots. Well, yeah, they're plants. But yeah, you get like a large crop, and then you just sit here and farm and farm. I think it looks pretty nice. Again, you're seeing those performance problems do pop up once you start to get a more intense farm going on, but that's just the nature of the complexity with so many things going on. They do kind of like a lazy low technique that's neat though. So as you can see with that tree there, basically they only show you what you need. You can see the rendering draw distance there. You see how it pops up. So that's smart. I don't know if it's accidental, but it's a smart way of doing it. And some grapes. See, obviously I don't got bank like the other guys do, but they're achievement grinding, so that makes them a little bit more intense than I am in this regard. And you collect water too. Your well, and then we do this. Nice. Seasons last 17 minutes. You do get all of them. I should have mentioned that earlier, I guess. And it does distinctly change. It'll become like fall and winter, and there'll be snow, and it'll be snowing. It's kind of cool. I don't know, at least I think it is. Done a really good job of that. So we're going to switch over again to their world that I assume is still up, even though these crops are done and I can finish this mission. Because I do want to show that off further, of just kind of the cool things you can do. And you go to find farms. And, yeah, and you jump in. Good. As you can see, the season has changed. And we're going to go take a look at another area using this kind of hub section. So you see all these different worlds. We're over here with the bus icon. Oh, he's here too. Okay. Cool, cool. And then you can move to the different areas. And you can see they've got like varied crops going on. There's different sections. And obviously you want to, you know, expand your scope and what you can build and what you're building. This is actually a very impressive world that they set up here. And that's just kind of how the areas are handled in this. Different fish. I'm sure they're doing this in a very smart, economic way that they're able to maximize their achievement unlocks, knowing these guys. But I mean, it's very seamless. It's very quick. You can switch between all the spots, see what they're growing, see what's harvesting, and yeah, just kind of like really check out all the neat stuff they've done. And you can help them in their quest. LT is tractor. You gotta get gas though for it. Show that off. Cool, right? Pop that out on the fly. I don't know. I think it's an interesting game. I think it's a lot of fun. Probably not safe for me to be swimming in this particular pool, but I think that kind of gets the gist of what it is. So you go around, you farm, you create things, you have an adventure, you build houses, and you can do it with others. You know, you can have an online open world, and you can have people jump in and play and have fun, and you can work with your friends just to build whatever kind of crazy farming world you'd like, and there's settings to make sure that all your content is protected. You know, you want to make sure that your stuff's not getting wrecked, and that is up to you with a number of settings in order to control that. I don't know, I think they've kind of covered it all in terms of what you'd like to see and like in this type of world. I mean, it's got everything that I desire out of a farming game. But I know some people might basically, you know, want more, and that's where I kind of put in the note that it's like, you know, this is all you do in it. You just you sort of farm along. That's not a bad thing, because you can farm together with your best friends, or random people online too if you find a world. But I'm just saying, like, well, it is complex. It's not complex in the sense that there's a greater outside purpose for what you're doing. You are just farming like crazy. But there's lots of customization, tons and tons of crops. I mean, the creators definitely know what they're doing with this one. Play with your friends, get pets, have a great time doing it, decorate your interior of your house, and there's just, you know, cool structures, cool crops, cool things to do. And you don't have to do it by yourself. You can just grab friends online and work together, or you can join their world. I don't know. It's kind of a unique thing. It's very easy to see where all your friends are too, if you want to monitor them. As you can see, it runs really fast in terms of like loading. It's basically instant between areas. And go like this. I like the concept of it. I love these farm games. I think they're a lot of fun. And this is a different, well, it's not totally different, but it's one of the better takes I've seen on it, or seen on consoles for it. I mean, I'd love to finally get a Harvest Moon game on Xbox someday. Like, seriously. It'd be fantastic. But for now, this is fine. Castaway Paradise is a similar title. I like that one quite a bit, and it has That one's very, very focused, though. It's kind of more like Animal Crossing. But this is your 3D farming adventure game. Big map, lots to do, lots to build, lots to see. Fun creatures to hang out with, whether it's cows or horses or whatever. It's just a time sink, though. So be prepared to spend a absolute long time playing this game and doing things, because you just the more you have, the more time it takes, just like a mobile title. And yeah, that is Farm Together.